Yeah, righto. So my name's Bennett. We farm in the Nhill Kaniva Districts in Western Victoria. We grow a range of crops: canola, wheat, beans, probably our major crops, barley, vetch, some hay crops as well. The boom spray behind me is an 8536, so it was purchased brand new from Goldacres in Bordertown just at the end of last year. We realised that we had to get bigger tank capacity. Obviously, we're doing more spraying with higher water rates, and also we want to get more efficiency and more coverage out of a fill. And we realised that we had to go to 36 metres. Last year when I was sitting on the boom spray, you know, and you're spending a lot of time in the paddock, it doesn't take long to realise that, you know, 30 to 36 metres is a 20% increase in efficiency just straight away if you're doing the same speed. So you're less hours on tractor, you're less hours in the paddock, you're less hours on the boom spray. And obviously we've got a lot of timbered country, so that's going to involve some compromise there, but the bifold option on these boom sprays is very good. And just the increase in technology in these boom sprays in the last 10 years is astronomical, really. Goldacres have actually listened to the growers, and just about all those issues I had previously have been totally answered on these new boom sprays. So they've got a fantastic air compressor on them, they've got a much better system for getting dry and liquid chemical into the boom spray. They've got their own high capacity fuel pump. The G-hub, the control on that both in the cabin and on the boom spray is fantastic. The ability to be able to just dial in what you want in terms of volume, very quick to fill. And even things like the auto boom height is amazing. It's a game changer. Even though the technology's there, it's very easy to use. The array of taps and so on the side of the boom spray is much simplified. So it's almost like when we got section control or when we got guidance, just when we get in our undulating country, going through crab holes. I can imagine what it'll be like spraying high crops in the springtime. You're not even worrying about it. You set it up and off you go. And not only that, we're getting our boom where it needs to be. So previously in those situations, you're always going to be high because you don't want your boom going into the ground. Whereas now you set it at a metre, and a metre sounds high, but it looks like you're just hugging the ground for 36 metres. So it is one of the best things I think that we've put on here, and I'm really glad that we used that option that was available to put on, because it's a sizable investment, but over time, it just in terms of ease of operation and efficiency of operation, it's a real game changer. The other thing is we've gone to 16 sections boom control, so straight away I'm getting less hectares in a paddock than we previously have. The new RivX Boom, initially I was a little bit concerned about the fact it's riveted, because I think, well, that's obviously different materials, we've got joins, and obviously joins mean moisture and stuff and chemical gets trapped in there, but Goldacres assured me that they've got all those glued and they're really secure and waterproof. Goldacres, in my opinion, have always had the best riding booms, and this one takes it to another level. So currently on this boom spray, I've got 015 and 02 nozzles. The 015s come on first. So obviously when you're starting off, or you're slowing, or you're going around trees, or you're backing into corners, whatever, then the 015s work perfectly. And then as we get up to speed, the 02s will come in. Obviously we can alter those tier settings as to when that happens, so what we're doing. And then if we keep going faster, then we can, depending on water rate, then we can get both lines operating and double overlap. So that 3TS system is a very good system. It enables us to spray from probably, in this situation, from probably 10 k's an hour to 30 k's an hour, and getting our droplet size and application rate right without having to worry about changing nozzles. So the ability of this boom spray to do that is it's fantastic. There's a lot of stuff on that screen in the cabin that's going on. It's very easy to check. Like, you've got a pressure meter obviously on the boom spray showing what your boom pressure is, but that's also a digital readout on the water rate, what your actual applied rate is. There's a plumbing diagram. There's a really good rear-facing camera for when you're going down the road. You can access from in the cabin on the G-hub. So even though there's a lot of stuff going, boom recirc, you put that going, that's the other thing, you don't have to get off the cab to to rinse your boom. You can do that from the cab with the press of a button, so that's a big improvement. We've seen a lot of technology changes and improvements over the past time, and I think about when I was farming with my father, like really once we started to get, probably my first Goldacres boom spray, he never would have worked that, and he still worked the air seeder up until, you know, probably 10 to 15 years ago. But it is an issue as you get older, being able to take those steps. You get accustomed to something and then it's hard to change. But that's worried me with this one, but like I said previously, it's been a walk in the park so far. I've been able to get on it, use it, work out, you know, I've been able to spray everything I've wanted to so far without any issues. And then, so obviously Goldacres set up a standalone sales and service branch in Bordertown. So this last boom spray was brought through them. And that's an advantage because that's all they do, is boom sprays. The other big advantage, which I haven't touched on, is the fact that the factory's in Ballarat, which is, you know, a bit over 3 hours away by road. The previous boom spray, we had some issues with the boom we had to replace. Jason was able to organise that. I went down, drove down, picked the boom up, came back. I think we were going again within 2 days. So the fact that it's locally manufactured, those parts are available close. I feel probably better supported now than we probably have in the past, because that's all Goldacres in Bordertown does, is Goldacres.